guys, I'm Rachel DeFries and I'm your Pampered Chef consultant, and I'm excited that you have joined this blender refresh, or if it's a new situation for you, using your Deluxe cooking blender. So this is an amazing machine. We use it literally every day, and I want you to be using yours too. If it is feeling unloved and unused, get it out and start using it. And my goal here is to make that easy for you and to make it seem comfortable and more familiar. So it's not scary, I promise. Today, I have flipped through the cooking guide. If you have this, you can pull it out and flip through it too. And I'm going to be making horchata, which I'm so excited that Renee is on because, oh, Renee can't hear. She is my go-to person for anything Mexican, and horchata is a traditional Mexican drink made with rice and cinnamon, and it's refreshing and delicious. I never had it growing up, even though I grew up next door to Mexico in Texas, as a little kid, and then I grew up in Idaho. So if you are questioning the veracity of that statement, I did live in Texas. I never had it. So as an adult, we went to a Mexican restaurant and it was on the menu, and I'm like, what is this? And they said, try it, you'll like it. And I tried it and it's so good. So I'm going to show you how to make it, and it's so easy. Oh, yay, Renee's working now. And it's so easy. And the Deluxe cooking blender has the power to make it very smooth, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm making horchata, so I know that you're probably familiar with that. So first of all, I have a cup of white rice that has been soaking for 4 hours in 5 cups of water. So I'm just going to pour that in, and I probably should have gotten a spoon. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was going to have a little bit of the ones that didn't want to go in. I'm going to use the long skinny scraper, and this is actually a great partner for the Deluxe cooking blender. It's not great for the batter bowl, but for the blender, it can get down the sides. I figured you would love horchata, Renee. It would get down the sides of the blender and get down to the bottom. So if you're making anything that you want to get all the last goodness out, like peanut butter or something like that, then this is the great tool for that. It is silicone, so if I tap it on the rim, it's not going to chip the glass, which we discovered the hard way is not what you want to be doing. So got that in there, and then a cinnamon stick or mustache. Sorry, I need to figure out how to my heights. I'm going to tilt it down so you can see what I'm doing. And then it's a half a cup of sweetened condensed milk. Now, if you don't want to wreck your manicure, I don't have one, so it doesn't matter, but I'm going to show you how not to. You can grab the can opener, and even though mine has a pull tab, you can use this funny little hook here to get underneath that. And easy peasy, fun little trick. I forgot to get out my measuring, but it is right here, and I'm going to use the measure-all cup. It has the dry side. Mine is red and blue. The newer ones are green. And this is the wet side. So if you want to measure wet, you do it so the wet side is pointing up, and you use the wet measurement. If you're going to measure dry or sticky is what I'm doing today. I'm going to use this side up and measure to the half cup line. And that sweetened condensed milk is just going to go right in. There are other recipes. This is just the one in the Pampered Chef cooking guide. So if yours uses sugar and regular condensed milk or just regular milk, that is fine too. And apparently different regions and different families have specific recipes. So it's okay. And then a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I got it. I got it out. Where did it go? And you'll want to use a traditional Mexican vanilla if you can. I'm going to use our Madagascar vanilla, a teaspoon, and you'll want to have good flavored vanilla, good strong vanilla. And so that's it. Seriously, it's those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients: the water, rice, cinnamon stick, vanilla extract, and the sweetened condensed milk. So then I rinsed you've never made it. I rinsed the rice, soaked it for 4 hours, and then you just add everything into the blender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the alternative milk setting, put it on the blender, and it's seriously going to be, I think it's 1:15. We'll find out. Oh, it says 5 minutes. I'm gonna get close because it's too loud. And I don't remember if can you hear me, or is it cutting off the sound? I think I hear music. I don't know what that is. Sometimes Zoom will cut out when there's noise in the background. Okay, so the horchata was blended for about 5 minutes. The blender, it will run and then it'll rest. It'll run and then it'll pause. So that's to make sure that everything is getting fully incorporated, nothing's sticking to the blades, and it will go get everything all mixed in. So if you noticed, I put in a full cinnamon stick, and that was taken care of. The blender is able to grind that up. So now what I'm going to do is remove it and pour it through the mesh bag. And if you have the, what's it called, the pitcher, the quick stir pitcher, that would be perfect for this, because you're going to want to mix it up before you serve it, because when you're making alternative milks, we're not adding any of the emulsifiers or any of the chemicals that help to keep it combined. And so you do need to mix or shake it before you serve up any kind of almond milk or rice milk or oat milk or anything like that. So I'm curious, do you make any alternative milks? And if so, what kind? So hear that. And so here, it's all nice and frothy on top. Boy, am I gonna risk this. I had a feeling that I was gonna make a mess. Because, you know, that's how I do it. That's why my group is called Bless This Mess, because I just make a mess. And it's okay, because I'm blessed anyways. All right, you never made milk. So you can make with this blender. So like I said, this is the alternative milk setting, and you can make almond milk, you can make cashew milk, oat milk, rice, even coconut milk. I saw a video on that the other day for training. Cashew, did I say cashew? I do make almond milk fairly frequently. Now, this is warm just because of the friction, the blending. So I'm going to refrigerate it and serve it chilled, probably when my kiddos get home. And you do want to squeeze the bag gently. You can use tongs or just your hands are fine. And then once you're done, I just usually wash out the bag with a little scrubby brush and dish soap, get it clean and ready for the next round. And you can save the rice pulp if you are industrious. You can save it and dry it. I know a lot of people who do the rice milk and they save the almond pulp and they dry it and then they use it as almond flour in recipes, especially if they're gluten-free. So get a double bang for your buck here. Now this one would be really good because it is got that cinnamon flavor and a little bit of sweetness. If you dried the rice pulp, you could use that as a rice flour for something in the sweeter range, you know, something not probably wouldn't want to do it with chicken. Just saying, you might. I mean, there are cinnamon chicken. I'm just not squeezing it super aggressively. Arroz con leche. See, that's something that I'm not familiar with. So is arroz con leche, would that be something kind of pureed, or is that better with like actual grains of rice? Basically rice pudding. You probably could use this rice pulp for arroz con leche. The only thing is the texture would probably be different because you no longer have the grains of rice. Now they have been just mashed up. They've been blended to a fine flour. So if that doesn't bother you, I'm sure you could probably even just eat this rice pulp with a spoon. It would be delicious. It's just pureed rice with some cream and cinnamon. So put it in a bowl and go to town. I might give it a try here afterwards. I'm just trying to get all of this good horchata out and not get it all over the counter, which, you know, clearly I'm not doing a stellar job at. But sometimes when I'm doing rice milk, I will hang the bag over the edge of my pitcher and just kind of let it gravity feed for 10-15 minutes and then squeeze out the rest. But I'm trying to get done here a little bit more quickly. So I do have a homework assignment. And so I challenge you to find your cooking guide, your blender cooking guide, look through it, and commit to making something this week. So when you do, you can take a picture or you can just make a post. I'll have a homework, share your homework post in the table party, and you can share what you made and how it turned out. There are so many different types of recipes in the cooking guide. You know, sauces, nut butters, beverages, smoothies, alternative milks, so much soup. And so also I have a poll. And so I'd love to know what you are curious about learning, what you're curious about making with your blender. So we make smoothies just about every day. Like I said, we use it every day. My daughter especially uses the blender smoothie cup attachment. You can see it right here. There is a separate attachment that fits over the blender base, so you can make kind of an individual size. Could be double if you know you're feeling generous. A smoothie or milkshake or anything like that. Sometimes I'll make a iced coffee or a blended coffee. She'll make something like a frappuccino. Yeah, big into smoothies because you know what? Smoothies are the best thing because you can use anything. Like you can make it custom to your preference. You can use whatever you have left over in the fridge. You can sneak extra veggies in. That's why you bought it. Good thinking. I know. Yeah, that smoothie attachment And that's what we primarily use. My husband will sometimes make smoothies in the big part of the blender and share them, or just drink the whole thing for himself. But usually if you're making it for one, the smoothie cup attachment is pretty much the way to go because that's just the right size. So my daughter likes to use protein powder and like a instant coffee and ice. So, and it's also great to hide some of those enrichables in. Okay, this is just enough. So that is horchata. So should I just drink out of it? That would be embarrassing. So I'd love to know what you're going to make. So share that in the table group. And if you have questions or anything else, but look at that. That was so easy. It's the whole straining part that is a little bit more challenging. And if you had a better vessel to receive it, I think it would be easier. I usually use a different pitcher, but I didn't want to wash something else. So anyways, thank you so much for checking this out. Make sure you leave a comment and let me know that you were here and watching. I'll see you later.